All right, shalom, everybody. So we're gonna get started right away. Praise the East. Call hello Yahweh, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, MACABBEES. In the Hebrew, that's giving all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI, who is our Lord and Savior, and the Holy Spirit, which is the MACABBEES. Double honor to the elders and apostles, along with the Holy Spirit, who taught us His truth. Honor to the brethren that's laboring doing the work to push the gospel, risking their life and freedom to do so. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, which will be the 1/3 of the true believers, the true biblical Israelites, who are the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, who are sincerely returning back to Yahweh and YAHAWASHI during these final moments, so that He will have mercy on us and judgment. So out here in the chief place of concourse, as commanded, and we bringing another live lesson through the power and spirit, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. I'm gonna kind of continue what me and the brother Hope went on the other day, and the title was "The Cure for Great Pride is Great Miseries." Misery is the cure for pride, no matter what level. Small pride, and you need a little bit of misery. You got great pride, you need a lot of misery. And shalom to my brother, Yawanda Bakar. Shalom Malak, Yahweh Bashem outside Barakadah. I was just listening to you as I was warming up, preparing in the spirit, and while I was setting up. When you was dealing with the, I think they were Issacharites, that was walking. Hey, but the title of the lesson, these are the days for vengeance. So the days of vengeance is going to be filled with great miseries to combat the great pride of the people. Including you Israelites. So we're gonna start off with Luke 21 and 22. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. So we're in a time where prophecy is popping like popcorn. Like the brother Yawandathan spoke up the earthquake happened. I've been praying on the blackout. Hey, now we get news that blackouts are coming, which we had a blackout at my job, which I'm gonna talk a little bit about in a little bit. So we in the days that these things are being fulfilled. And that's gonna bring great misery to the people. Now just real quick, I'm gonna go to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. The vision, the prophecy is for an appointed or a scheduled time. Everything gonna happen right on schedule, such as the earthquakes, the hurricanes, the blackouts, the hour of temptation, the nuclear destruction, all of that. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Hey, and we in a time where things are not tarrying. We done had like probably 20, 25 years worth of prophecy happen in just 8 months. So the things are not tarrying. Hey, but what it say? At the end it shall speak. So we speaking beforehand, but everything is speaking for us now. We ain't even got to speak on too much. People see what's going on. But now we're gonna go to the book of Jeremiah 25 and 33. Because the days of vengeance, what's the result of that? It ain't that the Lord just gonna trouble people. You're gonna have a rough time. You're gonna have a cloud over your head. No, that ain't it. So we're gonna get Jeremiah 25 and 33. What's the result that the Lord is looking for? Jeremiah 25 and 33. And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth, even to the other end of the earth. So that's the result that the Lord is looking for. That's what He needs to be accomplished, because that's what's in His heart. Which Isaiah, I think 63 and 4 say, the day of vengeance is in His heart, and the year of His redeemed. Well, these are the days of vengeance that this is going to be fulfilled, that the slain of the Lord going to be from one end of the earth, even to the other. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground. So yeah, nobody not going to miss you, nobody not going to mourn for you, and nobody not going to bury you. Because everybody that would mourn for you, or anybody that would bury you, they're going to be dead with you. And the elect, they're not going to be bothered by this coming to pass. We're not gonna be offended at prophecy because we know that these are the days of vengeance. That all the stuff that Yahawashai, you know, through the word of the Heavenly Father, all the stuff that He got in His heart, all this got to be fulfilled. All right, so I'm gonna jump to the book of Sirach, chapter 39. Sirach 39. Sirach 39 and 26. Sirach 39 and 26. Because the days of vengeance, you know, how's the Lord going to execute that? Well, it's pretty simple. Sirach 39 and 26, let me get that. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, the blood of grape, and oil and clothing. So those are the principal things that all men, women, and children will need, you know, especially for the ancient world. Well, here in America, you can add a couple things to this list. It's damn near required that you got electricity. It's damn near required that you got Wi-Fi and internet. So those things could be principal things for a man's life as well. But let's continue. All these things are good to the godly. So yeah, water, food, the blood of a grape, fire, iron, Wi-Fi, and electricity, that's good for the godly. Like for example, the internet, electricity, social media. How is that good to the godly? That helped this word spread. And take this ministry and make it not local, but worldwide. So those things are good to the godly. Let's continue. So to the sinners, they are turned into evil. Yeah, so the sinners, they can take the internet, electricity, food, fire, the blood of a grape, they can turn that into wickedness. Well, the Lord blessed us with all of that stuff. So the same thing the Lord blessed us with, He can use it against us, which we're going to get into that in a minute. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force in the peace of the wrath of Him that made them. So we in the days of vengeance. So the Lord got all kind of spirits on speed dial to execute vengeance upon the wicked as needed. Let's continue. Fire and hail and famine and death. All of these were created for vengeance. Yeah, so when you see the fires in Hawaii, the fires in Canada, those are created for vengeance for the wicked. And hail, tempest, hurricane, tornadoes, that's created for vengeance. Even the famine. A famine is created for vengeance. And really, famine ain't gotta just be food and water. Famine can be a broad term. Because it could be a shortage of food and water, but there's also a famine of the word, in which the young virgins and the young men gonna faint for thirst, meaning their minds gonna break. But also there could be a famine of gas and oil. And so now people not gonna be able to drive around, make runs, stores gonna go empty. There can also be a shortage of, or a famine of power and electricity. Like they say, the power grid is under a lot of stress. So that's sort of like a famine of electricity, in which a blackout, which is the complete lack of electricity, hey, that's literally a famine of power. Yeah, so a famine, all that stuff, that was created for vengeance for the wicked. And again, the principal things for a man's life: food, water, salt, wine, iron, fire. In this day and age, even electricity and the internet, those things are good to the godly, but evil to the sinner. So the things that the Lord gave us, the principal things for life, the Lord can use that against us by taking it from us. And we're going to show that when we go to the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 7. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. So for all the good things that the Lord blessed this place with for a certain amount of time, that stuff is going to be used against us. And how is that going to happen? The Lord going to take it from us. Like the brother Ahmawan say, the things that make you smile can also make you cry. And then the brother Hope was talking about it Saturday. Hey, that you Americans, these Americans, they like big children, they like babies, which the Lord did say, woe to the land when the king is a child. Scriptures also do say that children are their oppressors. Hey, so here in America, hey, everybody's been spoiled like a baby. And what happened when you take a toy or you take food from a baby? Hey, they holler. And that's what's going to happen to the Americans. That's why the Lord said, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. So all the things that she glorified herself in, the food, the strong drink, pretty much all these first world privileges. That's what America glorifies herself in. Well, all those first world privileges are going to be taken from her. And that's going to be to cause great misery to the people in these days of vengeance, resulting in what? The slaying of the Lord, stretching from one end of the earth even to the other. So let me read this all the way through now. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. So for all the food, she's going to have no food. For all the electricity, internet, gas, the oil, she's going to have none of that. The stores being full, the store's going to go empty. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. So these Americans feel like they'll never see a rainy day or a bad day. That's because of the pride. Hey, they just know and believe all this stuff gonna be here forever. Well, we just read, the principal things for a man's life, it can be used for good or it can be used for evil to the sinner, which the Lord gonna take all this stuff from the people. All right, so also now we're gonna go touch back on to the book of Sirach 39. Let me go back there real quick. And then we're gonna get Isaiah 47. So Ecclesiastes 39. So again, starting at verse 26, the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, the blood of grape, oil, and clothing. And you can also add for this generation under Esau Edom. Because that's damn near required to function in America. All right. All these things are good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil. And so the Lord gonna take those same necessities and turn them into evil, pulling them back. And again, fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Well, you can also add the blackout to that. The blackout was created and it's gonna happen for vengeance to the people that walk in great pride, to cause great misery. All right, so now I'm fumbling all this stuff. My bad, y'all. We're gonna go to the book of Isaiah 47 real quick to show that a blackout, hey, that's created for vengeance as well. Because that's gonna cause the blackout, it's gonna be like a domino effect for everything to start going wrong, which we can only speculate through the spirit, hey, but it's gonna be far worse than we can imagine. Isaiah 47:5. Sit thou silent, get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. That's speaking about Babylon. But this future Babylon, which is America, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. And what would the Lady of Kingdoms be? It would be all the first world privileges and benefits and luxuries, and that's gonna be taken from the people. Hey, but the focus, the first part of that verse, it read sit thou silent. Hey, that's literal. Hey, like the first lockdown at the start of the pandemic, everybody was locked away in their house. They were sitting, but they weren't silent. It was still music playing, IG Live, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. People could still party. So people were sitting, they weren't silent with it though. Well, what's coming? The Lord says, sit thou silent. So people gonna be on lockdowns, locked in their homes, but the house is gonna be completely quiet. Why? Because it's gonna be a blackout. Ain't nothing gonna be working. Ain't gonna be no music, you know. Ain't gonna be no internet, no social media. Ain't gonna even be no cars moving up and down the street. And we gonna get into that. So again, sit down silent and get thee into darkness. And that darkness represents many things. Well, first and foremost, it represents confusion. It represents all hope being lost when it says get thee into darkness. And that can also be literal. The light's going out. But that also goes into the nuclear destruction, which that smoke, fire, and brimstone gonna block out the sun and the moon. It's gonna darken the earth. And that's all part of the days of vengeance. You know, the Lord painting a real grim picture. All right. And since we talking about the blackout, we had one at work. You know, it was unexpected. And which I rejoiced at that. But come to find out, we were supposed to have another blackout the next day. And the managers had started telling us that it was official, that the power company said that it was a rolling blackout, you know, to take the strain off the power grid. And so that rolling blackout, that may become more common over the next few weeks, Lord willing to do. But the point is, it was a planned blackout. So since it was planned, they expected the power to come back on. Well, what did we read? The chief things, the principal things for a man's life: food, water, fire, iron, salt. We can also add electricity to that. That's good to the godly, but the Lord can turn that into evil for the sinner. You know, the Lord can pull that back. Because out of pride, America don't never see the power going out for good. So out of pride at my job, hey, they knew the power would be back up and running. Same with the rest of you Americans. When we tell people about the blackout, they just don't see it happen. Well, the Lord gonna cause just that. Hey, the rolling blackouts may become more prevalent and maybe, you know, it may be an everyday thing. You know, like when the pandemic, you know, wearing your mask, social distancing, that became an everyday thing. And the next day at the job, they got on the intercom. Hey, they said, hey, before the blackout, everybody fill up their forklifts, do this and do that. So they was planning for the blackout. Well, the days come, no matter how much you plan for it, you won't be prepared. Because one day the blackout gonna happen, the power gonna go out, and it ain't gonna come back on. So you can charge up everything you need to charge up. You can stock up everything that needs to be stocked up. Hey, one day the power gonna go out and not come back on. Because these are the days of vengeance. And remember, fire, hail, famine, that was all created for vengeance, as well as the blackout. That's gonna cause great miseries to those that walked in great pride. Because of what? How much she glorified herself and lived deliciously, give her so much torment and sorrow. So that blackout is gonna be, it's gonna happen in effort to cause torment and sorrow to you Americans, you Babylonians. All right, and since we speaking on that, let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra, and we're gonna get 6 and 22. 6 and 22. And Esau gonna do it because he wicked. You know, he gonna have rolling blackouts, and that's gonna be part of everyday talk. They gonna get on the news, hey, you know, blackout for your area at such and such time. Make sure you cook, make sure you eat, make sure you bathe, make sure you clean, charge your devices. Esau may be telling the people that, and that's conditioning your mind to expect the blackout, but more importantly, to expect the power to come back on. And even to a certain degree, us in this truth, we expect the power to come back on to a certain degree. And because we know that in the meantime, the places are going to be sown. Which, let me get this real quick. 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. Where are we? And suddenly, the sown places, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. What's the sown places? Everything that's built and established and functioning in American life. The cities, the towns, no matter how small the city or the town is. that's the same place. Everything is up and running. Electricity, running water, stores, stocks, gas stations, internet and Wi-Fi. Those are some places. And because of the pride, you know, when Esau get these rolling blackouts, because of pride, people gonna know that the power is gonna go out for a certain amount of time, but because of pride, they're gonna expect it to come back on. Well, one day, ain't nothing gonna come back on. And let's read that again. And suddenly, so the sown places appear unsown. Hey, yeah. So places are still gonna be sown, still up and running and functioning through rolling blackouts. Hey, but one day, everything is gonna be unsown. Everything gonna stop working. Everything gonna stop running. Hey, and supplies gonna run low on everything. Food, water, shelter, protection, everything's gonna go low. Now let me read this all the way through. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Yeah, so everything gonna be found empty. You know, when the power go back out, but it never come back on. Because there ain't gonna be no gas pumps working. So trucks not gonna be able to get here to fill up the stores. Cash registers ain't gonna be working. So you're not gonna be able to buy nothing. People gonna be stealing. You can't call law enforcement because ain't nobody phones gonna be working. So people gonna be stealing without penalty, getting away. That's how the storehouse is gonna go empty. So that's how suddenly everything is gonna be unsown, not working. All right, so now we're gonna go to the book of Isaiah chapter 24. Hey, that's the spirit we already right here. Isaiah 24, I think we're gonna start at verse 8. Hey, shalom to my mom, daughter Yahweh. Shalom to the brother Kalab. And that's the spirit. The brother Yawanathan said they had 3 blackouts yesterday. And we're gonna touch on that. They're having a hurricane and an earthquake. And what happened with hurricanes? Hey, they knock out the infrastructure. Same with the earthquakes. So the blackout gonna happen for more than one reason. And it's not necessarily the hurricane or the earthquake that be deadly. It be the after effects of it. What's the blackout is the after effect of a lot of things. All right, so let me get we're gonna get Isaiah 24, 8 through 11. Because remember what we read in Isaiah 47:5. Sit outside, get thee into darkness. So people gonna be locked away in their homes, silent, because ain't nothing gonna be working. Because the first lockdown, everything was up and running still. You could get takeout, food to go, drinks to go, liquor stores are still open. But let's get this. The mirth of the tabrets ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoiceth endeth. So let me get this again. The mirth of the tabrets ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. What's the tabrets or the harp? That represents music. Hey, so sit down silent, get into darkness, ain't gonna be the sound of music playing. And it reads, the noise of them that rejoice endeth. So the noise of mirth and rejoicing ain't gonna be no more in the streets of America. You're not gonna hear kids laughing and giggling outside playing. You're not gonna hear the sound of music in the distance, and bass rattling people's trunks. It's not gonna be the sound of parties and gathering and people having a good time. Because what did Isaiah 47:5 say? Let me pull that back up. Hey, that's Isaiah 47:5. Sit thou silent, get thee into darkness. Yeah. So the sound of people rejoicing, having a good time, hey, that's not gonna be no more in America. Ain't gonna be no more vacations, ain't gonna be no more boys trips, girls night out, ain't gonna be no more weekends. Every day gonna be the same. Isaiah 24, I'm gonna get this all the way through. The mirth of the tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth. And why are people rejoicing? Because the places are sown, functioning and running at the moment. What's gonna stop the noise of people rejoicing? When the places suddenly appear unsown, nothing working. They shall not drink wine with a song. What's drinking wine with a song? That's you partying at a bar, at a club, or you just at home drinking, listening to music. You know, people not gonna be drinking wine or strong drink out of joy no more. They're gonna be drinking it in quietness. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. So yeah, people right now, they drink to rejoice, to have a good time. They in good spirits. Well, in the time to come, people are gonna be drinking with a bitter spirit. Things ain't gonna be sweet no more. It's gonna be all bitter. They're gonna be drinking strong drink in complete quietness, not listening to no music, not on the phone, talking with their friends, not watching a movie, not out and about. They're gonna be drinking because there ain't nothing else to do. It's gonna be lockdowns, so they're gonna be trying to drink the pain away, which sometimes drinking can make your spirit worse if you're in a bitter spirit, and that's what's gonna happen to the people. They're gonna be in a bitter spirit, and the drinking gonna make it worse. How y'all doing? All right, so let's continue. I'm gonna read this all the way. Damn, what the hell? Read this all the way through. They shall not drink wine with a strong drink. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down. So yeah, America's gonna be completely broken down. And this not talking about everything being destroyed, but that will happen too. But broken down, meaning ain't nothing up and running. Like if your car, something simple is having a bad battery or an alternator. You know, your car not having no power. That can cause it to break down. Everything working, it just ain't got no power flowing through it. Same with America. When ain't no power flowing, no electricity, a blackout, hey, that's the beginning of America being broken down. Let's read that all the way through. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. Yeah, people gonna be shut up in their house because it's gonna be strict lockdowns. It may be climate lockdowns, poor air quality lockdowns, and whatever else. But again, let's read that last part. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. So after that first phase of people coming to reality of what's going on, you know, they're not gonna be thinking about they can't have no fun no more. They're not gonna be thinking about the lockdowns. You know, there's gonna be other stuff on their mind. Like the stores going empty. Well, after the stores go empty, all hell and chaos gonna break out. Because people gonna be looting, robbing, pillaging, and raping and murdering for the things needed for life. Hey, food and water, which we're gonna get that in a minute. So everybody gonna lock up their house and they're gonna be scared to come out because it's gonna be going down. Hey, and we look forward to all of that. Because I know all of the Edomites, especially those at my job, and the Edomites worldwide. You know, why do they do the stuff that they do to us and think they can go home safely? Like nobody won't follow them home. You know, like nobody won't get them a reality check. Well, they even gonna be in fear. Because what do they got? Alarm systems, cameras, they got law enforcement. Ain't none of that gonna be working. They just gonna have a firearm. And even with that, they still gonna be scared. Hey, because everybody else got firearms too. So, hey, we gonna be going through it, but what brings me joy in all of it, I know these Edomites gonna be suffering the worst. Hey, because what? Judah gonna be a terror under Egypt. And then this place gonna get invaded and all of that. All right, we're gonna get verse 11. There is crying for wine in the streets. So not a little wine, but crying for the good times, the old times. things going back to normal. That wine can also represent answers. People gonna be desiring, wanting to know what's going on. You know, they're gonna say, I don't know what's going on. They just want to get back to normal. And the days of normal living, American life is gonna be no more. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. So yeah, when all the mirth of the land is gone, all joy is gonna be darkened. Smiles are gonna turn into frowns. And joy being darkened, that's like we're gonna get more on that in a minute. But yeah, all joy is gonna be darkened. The mirth, God damn it. Hey, the mirth is gonna cease. Damn, bee just stung me. Hey, you see? And the bees were created for vengeance too. There's just a bunch of people that's allergic to bee stings and don't even know it. They're gonna have an allergic reaction, and it's gonna be no health care, no hospital services. All right, let's continue. That made me lose my train of thought. All right. Yeah, all joy is gonna be darkened. Mirth is gonna be gone from the land. Mirth represents joyfulness, gladness, happiness. Hey, that's gonna be completely gone from America, because that's all America do is they look into to what thrill or what fun they're gonna have this weekend or tomorrow. Always something to do. But them days are gonna be over. Damn. I'm gonna have to take this bee out. But hey, forgive me, y'all. So we're gonna go to the book of Ecclesiastes, and we're gonna get chapter 12, verse 3 real quick. Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. In a day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, the grinders cease because there are few. Yeah, so there's gonna be no employment as conditions working in America, as the sown places appear unsown. And that's not just overnight, which a blackout could make the sown places appear unsown overnight. But for the instance of Cali, they're having an earthquake and a hurricane at the same time. That's gonna cause certain places to be unsown. The fires in Hawaii and Canada, that's gonna cause certain places to be unsown. So the grinding or the grinders, speaking of employment, is gonna continue to diminish, which the people that's gonna bring in the CBDCs that must be implanted under the skin, they said they will use unemployment, lack of money as a means to open up the people to accepting the idea of being microchipped to get the CBDCs. So he's still gonna use all these disasters and catastrophes when people in a low place, they in need, is gonna use that to convince them to get microchips. Hey, so Canada, Hawaii, the West Coast, hey, they having 8 catastrophes. Hey, something gonna happen in Texas. Something gonna happen on the East Coast and in the Midwest. All right, let me get this all the way through. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because there are few. And those that look out the windows be darkened. Looking out the windows is equivalent to looking like out into the future. Your outlook on life is gonna be darkened. You know, that's why just previously we read that all joy is darkened. You know, people gonna finally see that there's no going back to normal. Things are gonna continually get worse and worse. You know, that the life that they was once living, that they once had, ain't never coming back. You know, there's gonna be no hope. You know, they're gonna see no light at the end of this tunnel. And that's gonna bring us to the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 25. Hey, B got me looking crazy on camera. Hey, Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs of the sun and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations. Hey, the nations are in distress. Pretty much everybody except you Americans. Well, the greatest distress or the greatest misery is gonna come to this place. All right, where we at? And Jerusalem shall be, hold on, the stress of nations with perplexity. The sea in the waves warring. That represents the people. What's perplexity? Not having an answer for what's going on. Not knowing what decisions to make. Not knowing what way to turn. Not believing in yourself. Having doubt. Giving up all hope. Looking out the window and everything is darkened. And that looking out the window, everything is being darkened. Hey, that's on many levels. Hey, because you can look out and in the spirit, everything is grim. You know, it's daylight, but in the spirit, everything is getting darkened because you're gonna have a bad feeling about what's coming next. Hey, and that can also be literal that America going dark. That could be looking out the window and being darkened. And also too, let's get this next verse. Man's heart's filling them for fear. That's what it means, looking out the window and all joy being darkened. Man's heart's filling them for fear, for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. So looking out the window and having no hope, all hope is lost, in fear for what's coming next. And that's what it meant in Ecclesiastes 12:3, roughly paraphrasing, when it said those that look out the window be darkened, and they're gonna have a bad feeling in their spirit. Like that's just the beginning, things are gonna get worse. So yeah, man's heart's filling them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Yeah, so right now, when people have catastrophes or disasters, they look for the end of that suffering. For the people that's going through a hurricane or earthquake right now, they just looking for it to be over, to get back on with their day-to-day life. Well, the days come, you're not gonna be looking forward. You're not gonna be looking forward to getting back to normal, because all normalcy is out the window. You're gonna know that there's no more. Your only hope is gonna be survival. It's gonna be to continue living. Hey, my big brother Prince of the Power, the brother Ra'ib, I'm about to get into that. All right, Ecclesiastes, Elasticus 12:17-26, from the brother Yonathan Bakar. Turn again to the Most High and turn away from iniquity, for he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health, and hate thou abomination vehemently. Yeah. So the Lord will lead you out of darkness. That's why 1 Peter 2:9, we should give praises to him who called us out of darkness into this marvelous light. And that darkness, well, first represents confusion. We no longer confused, our spiritual eyes are open. Hey, and that darkness can also be looking at those who looking out the window and it being darkened, meaning they got no hope. They got no hope to make it out. Well, we got hope. Well, it's just the saying in the world, we see light at the end of the tunnel. So even in this darkness, when all things are grim, we're going to have hope or have light at the end of our tunnel, Lord willing. So let's read that again. Turn again to the Most High and turn away from iniquity. Speaking to the Israelites, for he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health, and hate thou abomination vehemently. So yeah, we're looking in his things an effort to be led into the light. To not be cast out into all darkness. All right. Hey, that's the spirit. I just went into that too. I don't know if the brother posted it before I read it, but we gonna get it again. Hey, the new wine mourneth and the vine languisheth. All the merry-hearted do sigh. What's merry-hearted? Those got a heart full of joy, happiness. The mirth of the tabrets ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoiceth endeth. And again, that's why Isaiah 47:5, the Lord says, sit thou silent, get thee into darkness. So it's gonna be a lockdown, and it's gonna be no music playing, no movies, no joy. In the first lockdown, people was having a good time. They really just got deeper and deeper into their wickedness because they didn't have to work. Esau gave them a free check. He kept the liquor stores open. And so wickedness greatly increased during this first lockdown. Well, the second lockdown, the Lord gonna shut everything down. The mirth of the tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoiceth endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. Hey, so things are not going to be done in a joyful spirit no more. Everything going to be out of sorrow and bitterness. Hey, even the act of eating and drinking food. Right now, people eat and drink out of with gladness of heart. Well, that's why the book of Ezekiel said they're going to eat bread by weight and drink water by measure. Hey, so everybody going to be in a bitter spirit with everything they do in the times to come. Ain't nothing going to give them, ain't nothing going to lift their spirits. Like you got a saying in the world called comfort eating. You know, people eat a bunch of junk food to make themselves feel better. What the hell, bro? So when the time to come, and there's gonna be nothing you can do to satisfy your flesh. There's gonna be nothing you can do to raise your spirits. Hey, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. Yeah, that's what's coming. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And I'm looking forward to all joy being darkened. Hey, cause these Edomites, out of their pride, hey, they take joy out of oppressing us, afflicting us, treating us unfairly. Hey, they're gonna be the main ones suffering. You know, they got kids, they little ones gonna go hungry, they ain't gonna be able to feed them, they ain't gonna be able to protect them. The Lord said their little ones gonna get dashed against the stones, all of that. All right, so again, leaving off at Luke 21 and 26, man's heart's failing them for fear, for looking after those things which are coming to the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Hey, so when the sown places suddenly appear unsown, or through gradualism, all joy being darkened, those that look out the window, their outcome being darkened, they're gonna be in fear for what's coming on the earth. So let me go right now to the book of 2nd Ezra 14 and 14. Why is people gonna be in fear for the things that's coming on the earth? Well, we're gonna go to actually verse 16. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Let me read it again. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Hey, evils, great evils are being done right now. It's an increase of hit and runs. You know, people running over 5, 7, 15 people at once. Was the elder just posted that in the chat? Man, you got people killing their children, killing their grandma, chopping up their grandma. I mean, it's all kind of wickedness going on. So it's great evils being done right now. And the thing is, people doing all these great evils while they in a good case. You know, they ate today. They gonna eat tonight. They got food for tomorrow. They ate yesterday. So they doing these great evils on a full stomach. They doing it while they got air conditioner in their car and in their home. They doing it with food in their refrigerator. They doing it while they got a job and got money and can do as they please in the meantime. They can have fun on the weekend. They can go on vacations. Yet people still doing all these great evils. But when people not able to enjoy their weekend, when they not able to go on a vacation, when they not able to open their refrigerator and get some food or go get some takeout, how much more are these evils going to increase? You know, people are able to watch a movie, listen to music, able to get wine or liquor and have a good time. But when they're not able to have a good time, or they ain't got no hobby or nothing that they can do to occupy their time and energy, how much more will these evils increase? So that's why those that looking out the window being darkened, all joy being darkened, and people being in fear, looking after those things which are coming upon the earth, people know when all this stuff is taken from you Americans, they're gonna spaz out. And we seeing great evils done in the earth right now. Cannibalism, blood drinking, LGBTQT, pedophilia. You know, when the joy is completely gone from the land, how much more will these evils increase? Let me read that again. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen shall be done hereafter. Hey, so the wickedness about to be on a whole nother level. And that's why when we go up a couple verses to verse 14, the Lord said, let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, and put off the weak nature. Hey, so let go of your mortal thoughts. What are your mortal thoughts? Emotions. Which is a movie I watched called Sail that came out in 2016, which I encourage everybody to go watch. Samuel L. Jackson, he said that in times of trouble, when all hell break loose, your emotions are going to get you killed. And that lines up with the scriptures. That's why the Lord said, let go of your mortal thoughts. And cast off the burdens of men, the things that weigh you down physically, that you can't pick up this book and read, that you can't turn back to the Lord. Let go of your mortal thoughts. The things that's weighing you down mentally from coming into this word. Put off the weak nature, because everything that weigh you down physically or weigh you down mentally, that you can't come into this word, that's weakening you in the spirit. Because this word is what's going to strengthen us, what's going to be our stability in the times of trouble. So the Lord said, I suck today. Long day. That's what the Lord said, put off the weak nature and set aside thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. That's your emotions, mental baggage. You got to set that stuff aside, because any emotion, any counsel, if it's not from this word, hey, that's going to weigh you down and it's going to leave you ashamed. Which, when the Lord said that individuals are going to be ashamed, in other words, they're going to be left for dead. All right, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. And so your only thoughts should be on fleeing from these times, which that don't start in the times of trouble. When the sown places appear unsown, that start right now. We making haste to flee right now. That's why we in his word. That's why we seeking the Lord early, why he may be found. That's why we occupied in prophecy. That's why we being watchmen, and so we can be prudent and hide ourselves from the evils. All right, so now we're gonna jump to the book of 2 Ezra 15. Look like we're gonna start at verse 17, because remember, greater evils than will be seen up till this point. Hey, the evil's gonna greatly multiply. That's why Matthew 24 say, iniquity shall abound. Abound means to increase above a certain level, to exceed. So the evils are going to exceed in the earth. So 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. Why? Because the cities are going to be locked down. It ain't going to just be a pandemic lockdown or a climate change lockdown, or a poor air quality lockdown. It's going to be a martial law. But why is that going to be? Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. And what is the pride going to cause the people to do? To break in each other's houses, steal, rape, rob, and murder each other, steal from the grocery store. Let me read that all the way through. And this is the greater evils that we spoke about just a minute ago, that we reading right now. With great pride, God damn, comes great evils. Read this all the way through. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Yeah, why they're going to be afraid? Because the Lord going to send great misery to the place, not just through the blackout or the famine, but by the sword being let on the loose. A man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Now, this is where these Edomites come in. They in gated communities, got law enforcement, and in a lot of these rich communities, they got officers that live in that community. You know, they got officers that do courtesy checks. It ain't gonna be no courtesy checks. It ain't gonna be no officers riding through the communities. Even if they live there, they ain't gonna be able to do nothing. They ain't gonna be able to communicate. Ain't gonna be no alarm systems, no cameras. Hey, and everybody know that Esau got it. The food, the water, you know, they be the main ones that be the doomsday preppers. Hey, and it's already been a well-known thing in the street. Anybody looking for guns, looking for firepower, go to the white communities. Hey, Esau gonna get their firepower stolen from them and used against them. Esau got all that firepower. Well, in the blackout, and you can't shoot what you don't see. And ain't nobody, it's gonna be some dummies that try to do breaking and entries while the sun is up, but the majority of that gonna happen at night when it ain't no lights in the streets, complete darkness, and you can't shoot in the dark. Yeah, so because of great pride, the cities are gonna be troubled. All right, and welcome to the book of Isaiah 29. Because remember what we touched on at the beginning, that food, water, the principal things for a man's life, is good to the godly, but turns into evil to the sinner. So the things that the Lord blesses with for life, He's gonna take it from the people, like He would take food or take toys from a baby to cause great misery to the people. And that fire, famine, hail, death, even the blackout, that was created for vengeance, because these be the days of vengeance. Hey, but what also did we get? That fire. That's something that's created for vengeance. We see what's going on with Canada and Hawaii. That's created for vengeance, but also hail. Hail represents a storm, tornadoes, hurricanes, tempests. So like what California is experiencing. And then the southeast coast of America, you know, hurricane season is coming for them too. And all that is created for vengeance. So let me go to Isaiah 29 real quick, which y'all brothers probably already know what I'm getting. 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake, great noise with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. Yeah, so the Lord is visiting the earth through many forms. And Esau like to call them natural disasters. These are really spiritual disasters. So yeah, the earthquakes that's going on, the forest fires, the storms, the tempests. Hey, that's the Lord visiting the place, because these are the days of vengeance. Also, too, keeping that in mind, we're going to come to the book of Sirach, 36:6. So the Lord says, show new signs and make strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works. So the Lord said, make new signs and strange wonders. What's the new sign and strange wonders? The hurricane. California having the earthquake and the hurricane simultaneously. And it might be some places that have a tornado and an earthquake at the same time. And it may be some places, Texas might experience a blizzard and an earthquake at the same time. Seeing California don't get hurricanes. Like for the most part, Texas don't get blizzards. Well, show new signs and strange wonders. The Lord is pretty much saying, expect the unexpected. What you thought was impossible, that's what you should look to happen. Hey, some people, they might have a tornado and a blizzard at the same time. We already saw that some parts of the world, it was snowing, but it was thundering and lightning at the same time. Hey, somebody may have a world fire. somebody might have a wildfire and an earthquake at the same time. So let me read this again. Hey, show new signs and make strange wonders. Glorify thy right hand, thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works. So that hurricane and earthquake that's happening, that's a wondrous work of Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi. Doing what the people, Esau, Edom, thought couldn't be done. What the Lord gonna do next, we don't know. But it's to glorify Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi. Expect the unexpected. Verse 7, raise up indignation and pour out wrath. Take away the adversary and destroy the enemy. So that's what these new signs and strange wonders are meant to do in these days of vengeance. It's to take out the enemy. Whether it's a hurricane, forest fires, wildfires, blackouts, whatever Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi is going to do, it's an effort to take out the enemy. Because we know that the day of vengeance is in his heart. And we approaching the year of the redeemed. Hey, if it ain't this year, hey, it might be next year. Also, too, hey, that was it. You know, the Lord said, show new signs and make strange wonders, and expect the unexpected. You know, hey, the Lord gonna be doing miracles. Hey, even a hurricane and an earthquake at the same time, that's a miracle. There's good miracles and bad miracles. Why? Because they all come from Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi, something that man can't do. But with the Most High, all things are possible. With man, it's impossible. Hey, so the water for everybody that tuned in with me. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Honor to the brother that's laboring to push this work, to do this work. Hey, we're gonna face the east and close out. Call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakakadash. Hey, until next time, Lord willing. Hey, Shalom.